Good afternoon, I'm Sanika Bhargaw, live from the Annenberg Media Center with a look at what's new. The Undergraduate Student Government Senate has postponed a vote on the campus climate resolution by 2 weeks. The resolution calls for policies that would improve the diversity, equity, and inclusion climate on USC's campus, relevant to ethnicity, gender, and sexuality.
There were a lot of angry students who wanted change. This diversity resolution is very important to a lot of people here, and to have it postponed by a couple obstinate senators was really frustrating. We all stood up and asked for change, and we were ignored, and there are many voices that remained unheard.
USG President Rini Sampath posted a Facebook status expressing her concerns. She wrote, quote, "Tonight we saw the same actions demonstrated by members of our university administration for years. Failure to represent the voices of our student community by sending advocacy proposals into a cyclical path without any answers." We spoke to USG Senator Chris Fong, who said, quote, "I voted to postpone the final vote on the resolution because there were still parts of the resolution that were unclear with respect to how certain initiatives would be implemented and their effects on our student body and institution," end quote. Fong says he is looking forward to working with his fellow senators to address questions and concerns. Students also took to social media to share their reaction to the vote delay. Davidson Delgado posted on Facebook, quote, "Today we all stood in solidarity to show the necessity of this resolution, and together we were told to wait another 2 weeks for the senators who deemed this document too confusing or lacking in concrete information on how it would work." Both the Faculty Senate and Graduate Student Government have already passed the resolution. In 2 weeks, the USG Senate will cast their final vote. Now, it's no secret college students experience anxiety and depression, and USC students are no different. It's Mental Health Month on campus, which focuses on opportunities to help students. We spoke to one student whose struggle with mental health inspired her to take action.
A lot of students that I've been speaking to and kind of like learning from have kind of expressed concerns that these resources aren't for them, or they feel like they can't access these resources due to stigma in their own communities. Personally, like as an Asian Pacific American student and a student who is queer, like there's a lot of stigma like tied to my identities that don't allow me to like just walk into the counseling center and see a counselor, especially if that counselor doesn't look like me or doesn't like understand exactly where I'm coming from.
On campus, the Lions Center is hosting a Diet Mitts and Fads conference at 4 and Cardio Bar at 6:30. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. you can play with puppies at Paws for Paws events across campus. Check out the USC Student Affairs website for more events. Late last night, students were notified that technical difficulties have postponed registration for the 2016 spring semester.
At this time, our colleagues in student information systems are trying to figure out what specifically went wrong with the system. They're working with technical personnel and ITS to determine whether there was a problem with the actual web registration application, or if there was a problem with the web servers on which the system is hosted, or if there was a problem with the load balancer software.
Student appointments have been pushed back 1 week. You can check your MyUSC account to view your updated registration date. And the next GOP debate, titled "Your Money, Your Vote," is tonight at 5 at the University of Colorado in Boulder. The 12 candidates will discuss issues concerning the economy.
Donald Trump is the candidate with the most experience on this issue, and I have the over-under at 4 as to how many times he'll talk about his wealth and success. Ben Carson needs this debate to be able to prove he knows what he's talking about on economic issues. He's a physician, and physicians aren't necessarily the best at doing business and doing economics. Marco Rubio needs this debate to maintain his status of the professional's choice. He cannot cause any self-inflicted wounds. And Jeb Bush needs this just to be able to stay alive. Over the weekend, his father and brother held a summit to make sure donors don't leave him. You can tune into The Current tonight to watch my installment of Trail Mix, where I go into greater detail and talk about social data from the debate. From the Media Center, Max Schwartz, Annenberg Media.
Now, if you haven't picked out a costume yet for Halloween, our own Lauren Day is at a costume shop in Santa Monica to give you some ideas.
Halloween is one of the busiest times of the year for costume shops. Here at Make Believe Inc. in Santa Monica, you can buy, rent, and even have costumes altered. Many of their workers have a background in theater, so you can get professional costume advice. I spoke with the owner of Make Believe Inc., who says that one of their most popular items this year have been wigs and masks to look like Donald Trump. Be sure to tune in tonight at 6 on The Current to find out what will be some of the most popular costumes this Halloween. Reporting in Santa Monica, I'm Lauren Day for Annenberg TV News.
Olvera Street holds their annual Dia de los Muertos celebration with several days of festivities. The event will include street performers, piñata breaking, face painting, and ancient Mexican ceremonies in honor of their deceased. Annenberg Media's Helen Flourish went to Olvera Street to check out what it's all about.
Hi everyone, I'm standing outside of Aris on Olvera Street in downtown LA, where I am speaking with merchants and visitors who can tell you a little bit about how you can celebrate El Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Tune in at 6 and find out how you can get a flower crown like mine.
Thanks for checking in with us here in the Annenberg Media Center. Don't forget Annenberg Radio today at 4 and Annenberg TV News tonight at 6 on Trojan Vision.